At Dscoop, there's a lot of partners, and what is great about the partners is, of course, that you see some of the technology that support the HP ecosystem. As we're going to talk to John Dean, who is responsible for the Americans, was it PitStop or for PitStop Product Manager, and as I said to John just before, it's quite amazing because if you look at PitStop, it's basically the backbone of almost all digital print that you see. So, John, welcome on INKISH.
Thank you.
So how are you?
I'm well. It's a good show. It's a good show. We're talking to a lot of customers, getting good feedback. It's nice when people walk up to you and say, we're really glad we're using your product. And it's also good to hear when people come up and say, this partner or that partner referred us, said, you got to talk to them. So it's good to hear, and it's nice to be out in public again.
And you're relatively new to that position at least, right?
Yes, I've been the PitStop Product Manager since the beginning of December of last year. Before that, I was with Enfocus as marketing coordinator and writer for about 3 years. But I've been in the print industry for almost 30 years, all in pre-press trenches, and so I've been doing a lot of print.
So nobody can fool you when it comes to print, right?
Right.
No, that's
right.
Great. So when looking at Enfocus as a company, it's, I mean, as I said, it's become almost like the backbone of the industry because PitStop is, I mean, it's used by both analog and digital,
yes,
of course.
Yeah.
When you look at the role, are you afraid sometimes that it becomes so much part of the process that sometimes people forget Enfocus?
What I'd like to move forward more so is how much it can do, because we also hear from customers when you go to show them, a little demo, and even people who are existing, they say, I didn't know I could do that. So it's a really good idea to show people how feature-rich, even PitStop, which, like you say, it's basic in the industry, and we've got over 130,000 users.
Whoa.
So there's plenty of PitStop, and I think people just need to know how much more it really can do.
It's funny that you mentioned this because every time I talk to actually some of your colleagues in Belgium, I always say that every time you bring a new version to market, I wouldn't say that it increased the complexity. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that with more and more features, the communication about all the capabilities of the software becomes more and more complex, right?
Yeah, yes it does. There's some new things coming out in 2022. The spec for PDF 2.0 X6 is about, I think that's 2015 they started introducing that from GWG, and we're going to fully support that with the 2022 release. But another of our one of the most interesting features we're going to release is improved bleed on contours, which was very well received, especially by people in label and packaging industry. So I think we got a good release coming.
So when you are responsible for PitStop, I mean, Enfocus is not both Switch and PitStop, of course, right? So are you only working with PitStop, or is there like a bridge between the two platforms, or?
PitStop Server.
PitStop Server
is becoming more and more integrated with Switch. We're working on some interesting things that I can't talk about yet, but PitStop Server is becoming more ingrained in Switch itself, so that. And a matter of fact, people who will buy PitStop Server now will get the Switch core with it. So you're kind of getting one product as it is, and we're working on making that even tighter.
So when you get to market and show, when you talk to customers, basically, right? So what is the main KPI in your opinion when you talk? Let's say that we end on a planet where there's nobody has heard about.
Okay.
PitStop. So what is the main takeaway for a customer on this one?
PitStop specifically?
Yeah, whatever you can. I mean, I'm just interested because, we take it for so granted, but when I got introduced to PitStop, it was probably version 1. And I do follow Enfocus, I do follow PitStop, and I see the press releases and the update release in the day.
Right.
But I have no clue on, if you ask me today what it can do, well, I would not be able to say where is the 3 top thing. The line thing is, of course, important, right?
I would draw that line as PitStop is, in my opinion, and hopefully more people, is the industry's best PDF editor. It's a PDF pre-flight tool as well. It speeds up pre-press activities. And as far as PitStop technology, I think Enfocus is the industry's lead.
Couldn't be said better, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you.